What's going on, everyone? I actually have some free time, which is a rare occurrence during the warm weather. Seeing as I run an ice cream business, you know, it's hard to find time. I'm always running around. I wake up at 2:40 in the morning. I don't come home till 9:30, 10, sometimes even later. And I repeat that 5 days a week. I try to keep the weekends free, but I have some free time right now. And I'm getting a lot of people asking to do a how I afforded my cars. Now, I truly don't know like what you guys mean when you ask me like how I afforded the cars, because anybody could put two and two together and say, well, I had a job and I worked hard and saved money and that's how I got them. And that's really it. But somebody kind of went more in depth on what they want to hear, and it's more along the lines of like kind of like my plans before executing to get the car. So I can kind of go through that. I'm gonna look through and try to find pictures of like throughout me getting these cars too. And so my first car, August 4th of 2020, okay, that was 2 years, so like probably like a year and a half after being out of high school. I bought a Charger RT, and it was a 2019. It was used, but barely used, and I bought it in New York. So I'm in Connecticut. So the listing price was $40,000. Now, I never bought a car to this extent. So such as money wise and power wise and the looks, like, you know, when I looked at the RT, I thought like that was it. Like, you know, just to even have a Charger was something that I dreamed of. And you know, I thought I was going to stop at the RT, but it didn't work out like that. So the listing price was $40,000 for this car. Okay. For all my cars, I didn't even bother looking into unless I had 10%. Okay. So I went in there with a credit score of about, I think it was like 480 around there. I got a little bit of credit. You know what? No, I'm sorry. It was around like 520, I believe, around there, 480 to 520. And I had a co-signer, which was my dad. And I put I put $5,000 down. Okay. I put $5,000 down. I paid $558 a month for it. Okay. I did an 84-month long term just because I don't really like care. The interest rate was really low. It was like 4.99. It was really low. So, you know, I mean, I don't know what else to really go into detail about that. You know, I mean, I went there, I got it. I paid for a VIN verification. I paid for the taxes, all that. I mean, I don't know. It all came out to like 40 flat. So I had it for, I'm looking right now. I have my Instagram pulled up. So let's see here. So August 11th, I posted, so I'm looking at this backwards. I posted about the exhaust on it. And then this picture, November 5th. Okay. So I actually picked up this car on my birthday. That's crazy that I don't remember that. But all right, so November 5th of 2020 on my birthday, I'm sorry, is when I bought this car. So I guess that was a gift to me, you know, during all the COVID. So let's fast forward. We're going to fast forward from there to June 18th of 2021. So, you know, not that long of owning the RT, still owe money on it. I went and bought a brand new scat pack. All right, so I built it, obviously frostbite blue with satin black, kept the rims the same, wide body package, of course, you know, average. Okay, this car costed $60,000. Okay, now let me try to like explain. So around the time that I had the RT was when my business started picking up pretty good. So that's kind of why like I took a high monthly. I mean, 585 to some people, 584 is like a lot. So I'm not throwing shade or nothing, just that seems like a lot to some people. For me, it wasn't, and I didn't really want to be bothered with the payment, so I just did 84 months. I didn't care. It wasn't really a matter of affording it or not. But this is when my business kind of was taking off. So if you want to ask, before this, I had a job at Cumberland Farms making $16,000 a year, which is not good. So, but I put a lot of that money away. And you know, I had many issues with my Jeep. I had many business things going on that I never really saved money, but I had $5 grand left over. So June 18th of 2021, I took home the scat pack. At this point in my life, I've already spent over $100,000 in cars, 100,000 on cars. Okay, so I say, well, I'm proud to announce that I owned a 2021 Dodge Charger SRT Scat Pack. Of course, I had to put SRT because at this point in my time, I was a wannabe hellcat guy. Like, I knew I was going to go for it. I told everybody I wasn't, but I knew I was going to get a hellcat. I just didn't know which one. All right, so thank you to everyone who keeps by my side, stays true to friendship, and so on. Couldn't do it without you guys. Not many people at 21 can say they spent over 100K on cars, but it's worth it, and it is. So I know people are going to ask this too. $5,000 down on this. Not 10%. 10% would have been 6K, but at that point my credit went from like the 480 to 520 range to around like 720. Okay, so low rate again. I believe it was around, I'd say 6%, 5.99, 6%. It's a little high, but it's not high for a kid my age with this car. So now throughout having these two cars, also I put it on insurance. So insurance is a big question. I already gave you guys the secret to insurance, but my business, which I'm not going to say the name of, but only because I don't need people trying to find my business and coming to it. Just like I don't need people coming to my house after having somebody try to steal my car. 2 people tried stealing the jailbreak. So I'm trying to, limit what I show now, which sucks because that's not really who I am. I like to show everything, but maybe one day I'll give you guys a tour of my business. But so $5,000 down on $60,000, it came out to $848 a month, which was still really affordable for me. This was beyond my business doing well. My business was really popping off at this time, and I was very comfortable spending that money. Okay, to give you an idea, now my business will pull me in over 6 figures. Okay, and currently I have a second job as well that pulls around 60K a year. So everyone wonders that question. You could say I'm around the 200 and over mark. Okay, we're talking take home. So my business one year did over $500,000 in sales. It's not what I took home, but in sales. So just give you an idea, it was a year before COVID hit. So I'm a wholesaler, so I only get so much percent. I do more of a quantity than I don't know how to explain it. Like when I say quality, it's like you pay $1,000 for a bag that costs 500 and the person makes 500. I'm more of a quantity guy. My quality's fine. I have all top brands of ice cream. It's just my margins are this big compared to that big, if that makes sense. So $848 a month for the scat. Okay, now when I was saving up for these, I don't really know like what to tell you guys. I was putting away over $1,000 a month in savings, but at a minimum $1,000. Okay, and I never looked back on that money. When the 1,000 went, I never touched it, even if I needed it. Like, I just didn't touch it. And I got the 5K back real quick, as you could see, from June 18th, and voila. So now the long journey to get the hellcat, which is actually kind of interesting. So let's fast forward here. April 26th of this year. No. Yes. April 26th of this year. See, I'm like trying to think of everything. So in the time it took me to get this, okay, I went for a regular hellcat, okay, Charger. And at that time, I had all the customizations and everything. I tried going for the hellcat a year, basically like last year, and it wasn't really working out. It was last year in around September, and I actually got denied for the loan. Okay, at that time I was trying to do $10,000 down. My hellcat came out to like 72. Okay, so that was more than 10%, but they didn't like the debt to income, to how much I owed on my scat. At around that time, I owed around $52,000 on my scat. So with 10,000 down, putting, so basically adding 42 on the 70 something was something that they didn't like, and it's understandable. So that's called, they called it debt to income. Now, I don't really know why, because like my income showed that, like, as crazy as this sounds at the time, that I could afford a $1,500 car payment. Like, not in a cocky way, just like easily. Like, I mean, I have bills and the money's put aside for that already. I mean, I know how to manage my money. And yes, I could afford a house too. I'm not doing that right now because I'm trying to like get one built. It's a long process. That's another topic for a later day. But, you know, so it didn't really make sense to me. So the numbers need to be comfortable with the bank. Okay, that's what I've learned. So applied for the hellcat and got denied. Applied again with a cosigner, still got denied, I believe. I did get denied. I got denied twice. So now, fast forward 2 months, okay? September, October, November. Right around my birthday, I was trying to get one. But this time I went for a red eye, okay? I bumped up the down payment to 15, and I owed about 48 on the scat, okay? I made some payments. They still didn't go for it on my own. With a cosigner, they did, okay? But it really wasn't kind of what I liked. And then I heard a rumor about the jailbreak, okay? So now it put me in a tough spot because, like, I'm guaranteed I can get a red eye right now, Charger, but why get $797 when you can go for $807? And it was a gamble. I was walking away from a red eye deal. Like, looking back on it now, the odds of me getting a red eye are hard now because of the market and the shortages and everything. I mean, I don't realize how big of a gamble I took. I really easily walked out the door on that deal. Like, that was nuts. So fast forward to jailbreak time. So mind you, now I'm putting like a little over $1,000 a month. You're talking like 15 to $2,000 a month I'm putting away in savings. So throughout, like, the first time I tried to get a hellcat, regular hellcat, got denied. So you get an idea. All right. Now, mind you, this schedule that I'm working, I always worked. So I'm killing myself, but I'm young, so I'm trying to take advantage of it before I'm older and I can't move the way I move now. And I do enjoy my life, don't get me wrong. I take time off. It's just hard to. It's hard to run something and have things done the way you like it and then have someone else do it and they don't do it the way you want. I mean, that's kind of like a big reason why my business is a successful business, in my opinion. It's run right and things get done right. And even if it takes some extra work, it still gets done right. So, you know, there's no shortcuts when you have something big. And I'm trying to work on something right now because I actually have an idea for another business of my own. And I have to find someone who can make an app, a good app, you know. It's going to be somewhat of a complex app, but besides the point, I'm working on something too. So hopefully if that works out, we'll make even more money and we could do some more crazy stuff. But fast forward to this. So I go into the dealership. Now I'm at around 758 on credit score. I think I owed 40 on the scat. Okay, I owed 40 on the scat. They offered me 50, and I wanted to give them $28,000 down. Okay, so with the 10,000 that I made on the scat, bumped that up to 38. So the down payment on the hellcat was 38. The interest rate was the highest interest rate I've ever had, which is at 8%, and I don't know why. Okay, to some people that might not make sense, but it's just solely because interest rates are up right now. Okay, so let's try to do a small recap. So over 6 figures of income. Okay, insurance is dirt cheap because it's on a commercial policy for my business, just like all my other business vehicles. My Chargers are all on that. So to give you an idea, I pay like $238 a month for insurance. So it's not a lot. To give you a better idea, when I got a quote for this on a different policy, you know, like a policy a normal person would get coming out of high school, $550 a month on insurance. So it's expensive. It's expensive. No accidents. I have one ticket that I've been fighting since I think last year or 2 years. I think I'm innocent, so it wasn't speeding. It was following too closely to a state trooper. So we'll see what happens with that. That could also be another video. But so I go to the Milford dealership, and mind you, once I heard about the jailbreak, I called and called and called. I called every dealership in Connecticut, and nobody had an allocation except for one, which was Brandhaven in Branford, Connecticut, and they wanted 10K over, and I said no. So I didn't want to pay that. I mean, that's all the profit on my scat. Like, I could just get a red eye. I mean, at that point, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna spend more like that. And then when the rumor came out that they were gonna be discontinued, I was like, ooh, well, 10K over, it makes sense. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't, just that's not me. I'm not going to pay more for the car. If anything, it's just such a rare car that the dealership should be happy to even sell it. So that was my take on that. So now I'm in like New York area. I'm calling New York dealerships. They're not taking me serious, yada, yada, because I'm so young, and that really bothered me. So then the Milford dealership is a dealership that I've driven by every time to go to Costco. If anyone's from the area, then you know the area. It's on the post road. And, I was like, one day it rang a bell, and I was like, dude, I'd go by there all the time, and I never once, called them. And the reason why I think they kind of went over my mind was because they don't really ever have SRT stuff there. I've never seen them. Most I've seen is like RTs and V6 Challengers a lot. I didn't really see a lot of SRTs. So the odds of them having an allocation were not even in my mind. So I went there on the day you can order the jailbreak. It was December something, and they gave me a fair offer on the scat. I didn't trade it in right away. They said if I keep it in the condition that it's in now, they will uphold the deal on the trade-in, and they did. They gave me the full amount that they said they give me 3 months later, or 3 months, 20-something days. Talking $38,000 down, 8% interest. It's in the 900s, solely because of the interest. I mean, you're talking 8%. It could jump down to low 800, and that may seem like a lot to some people, but I'm basically paying the same as I paid for a scat without an issue. So then you add insurance. The car cost me a little over $1,000 a month, and not in a cocky way. It's not really difficult for me now. And yes, I don't have a house, and I don't have a mortgage, and I guess you could say adult bills, but I've managed my money pretty well as a freshman in high school to buy a commercial piece of property that costs $700,000. So, and we're probably worth over $1 million now. Just the property alone. You're not even talking about the assets of my business. So, before anyone jumps the gun on that. So trust me, I know things could be different with a house, and I'm not trying to be cocky whatsoever. I just work hard, just like everyone else should, and save their money and be smart with it. So, yeah, I mean, got the jailbreak, and then I waited. I took it home, and that's really it. I mean, now you don't necessarily need a 6-figure job to have this car. And the main thing is when people ask how I afford it, it is work hard. It's work hard and save your money. Don't spend it on things you don't need to. It's hard at first. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to not spend your money on things that you want. But then the more you do it, it just becomes a lot easier to not spend your money. I don't know how to explain it. Now, I have no problem when I'm with my friend at the store and he buys a soda, and I'm just man, I'd want a soda, but you know what? I don't need it because I'm gonna go home in an hour anyway, and I have soda there. That's just an example. I mean, and I have fun. Don't get me wrong. I took a trip to Aruba. I'm going to Florida this year. I mean, I have fun. I buy my cars. That's fun. That's fun to me. Is my cars and YouTube. All right, and I play some Xbox. So, but rarely now. I'm so busy, but if you're not pulling in a 6-figure job and feel like you need to pull in 6 figures, you don't. And how I mainly afforded these, I would honestly say credit really did go a long way. The credit is the only reputation you have with the bank, okay? The bank needs to be comfortable with you to give you a loan. So get the credit up, okay? I don't, I had a bunch of kids in high school who thought they were a baller because they bought a car outright. You know what? That's the worst thing you could do. Always finance a car. Commit yourself to a payment, okay? Committing yourself to a monthly payment on a car will A, keep you motivated to work. B, motivated to save your money because you know that car is going to get repossessed if you don't do it, okay? And C, you're building up your credit, okay? The goal is to be a primary on a loan and have a cosigner, okay? The reason being is because you being the primary will boost your credit up more than being a cosigner, okay? Having a cosigner reduces your interest rate, okay? You're ensuring the bank that if you can't make the payment, somebody else will. And, the bank's like, oh, 2 people. Okay, well, they know the consequences if they don't pay it. So it looks better. That's what I did for all the cars. So, and what's crazy is when I bought my RT, I didn't even have the full 5. I came up with $4,500 and my girlfriend gave me $500. Isn't that crazy? And this is where we weren't as close as we were. We got back together at around that time. We've only been dating for 6 months. I mean, we dated before that, but, and she just gave it to me and she never asked for it back. But I've taken care of her well over $500 after that. I mean, you're talking Christmases, all that, just because of that. And, You could all thank my girlfriend, because this is the reason how I even got my first Charger, to be honest. She spotted me that 500. I don't know what it was with me. I just like I didn't put enough money aside for the month, and I just paid all the insurances, all the bills, property tax bill. I mean, like, it was crazy. I had all these bills at once, and I just totally forgot about like the car. And then he called me and was like, come pick it up. And I was like, all right. And I swiped the card and it was declined. I'm like, so she gave it to me. That's crazy, but to remember that. But yeah, I mean, work hard, save up your money. I mean, you know, look, if there's any questions on affording these, please put them in the comments. I will respond to you. After I post a video, I sit here for a little while. All right. I get them on my phone. I'm here to talk to you guys. I mean, I don't know what other information I could really give you. You know, this is a lot more information I even wanted to share, but I'm trying to like just be real with you guys. So any questions on affording these cars, please leave them in the comments. I will respond to you. And hopefully we could eliminate the people asking me what I do for work, because that is a question that is starting to get on my nerves, because I've said it so many times. So I'm only kidding. But hey, that's it for this video. Stay tuned. I'm trying to get stuff to you guys. I've been so busy. I want to get wicker bill, diffuser. I want to get the louvers. I mean, you know, we got the tints. The windshield's actually not as bad as I thought. I thought I wanted it darker. I may keep it. Exhaust is supposed to be here in August, which is a ridiculous wait, I know, but it should be the first jailbreak with Corsa system on it. So, you know, maybe we'll do a lowering kit. I mean, I'm working on things. Don't get me, I'm saving up. All right, I'm trying to really do like a Hellion twin turbo kit, but I may just do direct connection upgrades too from Dodge. Okay, I have an inside line there where I can get it the second it's released. So. All right, guys, other than that, please comment something if you're wondering, all right? I'll be as real as possible with you without sharing too much of my own information that I'm uncomfortable with. So other than that, if you like the video, like and subscribe. If you want more jailbreak content, if you want to see something in the future, comment it, all that good stuff, all right? Thank you.